Walk through downtown and you'll see them. Neon green signs giving people 24 hours notice before an encampment sweep. San Diego has prohibited tent camping in public spaces for more than a year. Aldea Sikori got used to it when she was camping downtown.
Every other day, pretty much they make us clean up and move.
She found authorities were less likely to make her move next to the freeway.
We were on the side of the freeway for like a month, or down by 17th Street, and that was okay, and then more people started to come.
Outreach workers with the Father Joe's Village's street health team say more and more of their homeless patients are crossing from city to state property. It makes it harder and more dangerous for them to provide care and connect people to services.
We try to encourage folks to come out for health care outside of the fence, but since the encampments have moved onto the Caltrans areas and behind fences near freeways, it scares me more on a personal level.
The team visits encampments weekly to provide things like wound care, substance use disorder counseling, and prescription management. Without it, minor health issues can have serious consequences.
That small ingrown hair turns into an abscess. And so if we can't find them in that interim when that is going on, it goes from it being a mild wound care situation to an antibiotic situation.
The team hasn't always been able to find Lee Alvarez.
There's a couple different times they couldn't find me, and I was just literally across the street and around a corner.
They monitor her high blood pressure and make sure she has her medication.
I have noticed that it helps considerably. At first I was hesitant to even realize that it was working or helping, but then when we started seeing the results in the blood pressure readings, they were like more normal, and then I wasn't getting my headaches weren't. I was getting headaches like it was.
Jenny Wilkins manages the street health team. She says more frequent and aggressive abatement sweeps since the city passed its unsafe camping ordinance have made it harder to keep track of patients.
On one hand, I have seen where people have been more willing to accept help or take advantage of alternate opportunities because they're tired of being shifted and moved around and displaced, so regularly. And then I've also seen where people have retreated into the recesses and they're like never to be found, and so we're left wondering what happened to them, where they went, are they okay?
City leaders say the camping ordinance has helped them connect people to shelter services. Franklin Coopersmith is the deputy director of the Environmental Services Department's Clean SD division. He says the city's homeless outreach team recently spent several days at an encampment at the Choyas Parkway open space.
They were able to get 16 of the 20 people into some type of housing option.
Before the ordinance, the city gave 72 hours notice before clearing an encampment. Now they give 24 hours.
So we found that as a really good middle ground of trying to be compassionate while also addressing public health and safety.
Once people move onto state or private property, they can't enforce the ordinance.
It's an imaginary real line that exists right there, and they know they can go on the other side, and that's where our resource stops. We don't go onto state, we don't go onto private, we don't go onto county property to do the abatement process.
Caltrans says it prioritizes removing encampments that present a threat to infrastructure or people. The agency gives 48 hours notice unless there's an imminent safety risk. Steve Shablasky is captain of SDPD's Neighborhood Policing Division. He says they're talking with state authorities about how they can work together.
We can only do so much, and we have to focus on city property, and I don't know if we can get into the world of policing 151 miles of state highways within the city. We just don't have enough resources.
Last week, State Senator Catherine Blakespear announced a bill that would require Caltrans to coordinate with local governments to address encampments and fund cleanup efforts, outreach programs, and shelter services. Mayor Todd Gloria co-sponsored the bill, saying he hopes it will help cities like San Diego address the growing problem of freeway encampments. Sikori is still living in a tent, but now she's at one of the city's safe sleeping sites. She can keep track of her belongings and stay with her husband and their dog.
Having somewhere to keep your stuff and not worry about it getting stolen or messed up, it's a big help.
It's also easier for the health team to find her, a growing challenge as other homeless patients move out of reach. Katie Anastas, KPBS News.